Dear participant, first of all, I would like to thank the organizer of the Social Economy Leaders Forum who asked me to speak as a keynote speaker. The theme of this forum is particularly relevant as the health crisis in Europe is once again expanding. We must both reflect on the impact of the crisis on our society, measure its effect and not only on the economy, but at the same time identifying, bringing out the perspective and release all the potential carried by the social economy, enterprise and organization. I will try to answer to the two main questions that have been asked of me. How much are social economy affected by pandemic, and how is the social economy trying to overcome this period? And the second question, how Europe has been considering the role of social economy in realizing transition to green economy. I would start by answering the first question, because the way out of the health crisis undoubtedly go through a change in our pattern of production and consumption, supported by a green and sustainable growth. Social Economy Europe, the main European organization, has realized in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic a survey, which swept across Europe during the first half of 2020. Other than a high cost in terms of human lives, the pandemic and a strong social and economic significance, and it forced individuals to stay home and financial activities to close, while further exacerbating a series of social and economic divides within European societies and globally, in particular in the ability to access service and support systems. In this context, the contribution of social economy has been crucial. Social economy enterprise and organizations have been doing the utmost to support individuals and businesses, in particular those most at risk. They have been providing healthcare, food and social services to the most vulnerable groups, financial and business support to small enterprise, insurance, as well as other basic services such as water and energy to society at large. Social economy enterprise and organizations are innovative, resilient, and have a strong societal objective, while being at the forefront of the crisis and offering alternative solutions to the ongoing economic and social challenges. They also struggled through the pandemic. In this context, the survey carried out in May 2020 aimed at gathering a clear picture of the situation of social economy enterprise and organization during the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as their needs for the future. Specifically, the survey investigated the specificities of the impact of the crisis on activities and employment, of the support measure, and as well as the possible obstacle encountered. The survey also asked to elaborate on needs and recommendations for the post-crisis period. In total, around 218 social economy enterprises and organizations from 13 European member states and a non-European country, Turkey, responded to the online survey. Before going in details of the survey, I would like to underline the main message for policymakers. It is clear that governmental measures such as temporary unemployment schemes and different types of financial support are crucial to keep social economy enterprise alive. What are the results of the survey? Social economy companies hit hard. 88% of the surveyed enterprise and organizations maintain that the pandemic and lockdown strongly affected their activities, while 71% claim that COVID had a strong impact on employment within their businesses. Employment repercussion. 31% of the surveyed state they put temporary unemployment scheme in place. 18% suffered or reduced or suspended activities, so reduced worker hours. 12% of the surveyed reported needing to fire staff. On the lack of business support, Respondents highlighted that in many occasions the support measures rolled out at the time of the survey were not designed taking into account the specificities of social economy enterprise and organization. Others mentioned that the measure was simply not accessible by all economic actors. Many employers saw themselves forced to lay off staff, reduce or suspended activities and reduce working hours. Ensuring access of all social economy actors to governmental support schemes is fundamental for the resilience of social economy enterprise and organization, and the ability to recover and continue providing innovative solutions to today's most pressing needs. Needs of the social economy. Many respondents cite a lot of income to be one of their main difficulties. Similarly, financial support appears frequently among the needs to recover from the crisis. Particularly, respondents mention the need for improved access to guaranteed loans with low interest rates, both from national and EU level, from social economy enterprise and organization. What are the recommendations coming from this survey? Extend employment support was one of the most frequent recommendations. Make childcare more accessible to ensure work-life balance since working remotely. Reduce bureaucracy and administrative burdens in accessing support measures and for information to be available. Progressive loosening of restrictive measures, accompanied by a strengthened health system and the free provision of protective equipment so that the enterprise can restart activities and ensure that the safety of their workers, customers and beneficiaries. Government should make psychosocial support available and accessible, especially for healthcare and care workers. The difficulties experienced by the respondent in accessing national, regional or local support was expressed very clearly. The given reasons include a lack of understanding of awareness of the social economic by public authorities. For this, respondents recommend for social economic actors to be involved in institutional dialogue. Despite the difficulties faced by the social economy, a message of solidarity transpired through the survey. Respondents share experience of peer-to-peer support and solidarity amongst the social economic community. There is hope that this enterprise and organization will recover and bounce back, as 43% of the survey believe that they will be able to fully recover from the effect of the crisis in the coming months. But it was before. We don't know yet how far the situation will go. We are now facing a new situation, and we will drive the social economy further. The second question was how Europe has been considering the role of social economy in realizing transition to green economy. I would like to start by clarifying what we should understand by notion of transition. Transition refers to a process of transformation in which a system moves from one regime of equilibrium to another. The transition is therefore not a simple adjustment, but a fundamental reconfiguration of the functioning and organization of the system. This structural transformation simultaneously affects the technological, economic, ecological, socio-cultural and institutional sectors, and development in these sectors are mutually reinforcing. The transition is thus characterized by a gradual and profound change in model of society over the long term. It's a process that cannot be fully mastered since it's part of a complex system that escapes rigid planning. Today, we are at a point in history where the ecological and energy transition has only just begun. It is the very foundation of our ways of producing and consuming that the ecological emergency seriously questions. The challenge is as simply as it is designing. It is that of inventing the society of tomorrow, a different society compatible with an increasingly pressing environmental constraint. The pursuit of the desirable alternative is at the heart of the history of social economy, and with all modesty, we have the capacity to be at the birth of the new sustainable world. The social economy creates, develops, raises awareness, and trains in all sectors of activity. The social economy is not an economy of repairing the damage caused by capitalism. Social economy structure must be mobilizing around two axes: raising awareness on environmental issues, but above all, showing that action is possible. The social economy experimenting with new forms of economic organization. Social economy structures are creative and invent new models that implement new economic arrangements. Some have proved their worth and have experienced considerable development. There is thousands of experiments. Social economy are at the forefront in providing innovative solutions to environmental, social, economic challenge. The 1,500 renewable energy cooperatives operating in Europe that unite 1 million citizens are leading the energy transition. Social enterprise active in reuse, repair and recycling are a pioneer in job creation linked to the circular economy. There are many other examples on the potential of the social economy in areas such as sustainable and energy-efficient housing, smart mobility solutions, citizen power station, cooperative society in the agriculture sector which preserve products and values in the territory, urban agriculture project, short-cycle organic farming, logistic structure with all have different organizations, the socio-economic integration of population far from the labor market. Others are updating and reinventing themselves as consumer cooperative. It is in this experimental environment that we must look for the models that will spread tomorrow. The social economy must combine ecological and energy transition with social ambition. The social economy places citizens in a decision-making situation in order to facilitate the reappropriation of mode of production and consumption. It is one of the specificities and one of the markers of social economy to open up the government on the principle of one person means one voice, regardless of its capital contribution. Social economy enterprise can accelerate Europe's green transition through energy communities and renewable energy cooperative, a key driver in the transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy and from a centralized energy market to a decentralized market, in which citizens produce and consume their own energy. We are prosumers. Decentralized energy systems create more jobs than centralized systems and provide a wide range of benefits for the local communities of Europe. Furthermore, social economy has been recognized by the Commission as a pioneer in job creation linked to the circular economy, and it's a forerunner in sustainable agriculture. We build the future because we are the future. I thank you for your attention and I wish you a very fruitful conference.